companies suppressing speech, and children growing their own identity. We're going to get into it. Let's get it. Welcome. First of all, welcome. This is Unsolicited Perspectives. I'm your host, Bruce Anthony, here to lead the conversation in important events and topics that are shaping today's society. Join the conversation and follow us wherever you get your audio podcasts. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for our video podcast, YouTube membership, and YouTube exclusive content. Rate, review, like, comment, share. Share with your friends, share with your family, hell, even share with your enemies. On today's episode, it's the Sibling Happy Hour. I'm here with my sis, Aundrea. We're going to be dilly-dadding a little bit. Then we're going to be talking about that great ice cream, Ben and Jerry's. And then we're going to be talking about children when they start showing that personality. But that's enough of the intro. Let's get to the show. What up, sis?
What up, brother?
I can't call it. You already told me off air as we were discussing before we jumped on that you had not seen this Dame Dash interview on the Breakfast Club yesterday.
Right. I haven't seen it. I read up on it, but I haven't actually seen it.
But you are familiar with Damon Dash's work.
Yes.
He was a full-on asshole. Like, he hasn't changed in years. And there was something that bothered me as I was watching the interview. Like, I was joking around with my boys, but it really started to bother me. So Dame walked into the interview and he was like, hey, I want to set some boundaries. Y'all let me finish speaking, because when you cut me off, that triggers me. And I was like, oh, Dame been going to therapy.
Yeah.
The only problem is he had no problem cutting other people off consistently. And so then
he
it
has
turned
not been to therapy.
Well, I think he's been. I joked around with my boys.
No, he knows the word trigger.
Somebody that he is dealing with has explained to him what triggered means and all that stuff through their therapy. Or maybe he has done these shows where he's had like therapy sessions with like his kids and his family. And that's how you knew that Dame Dash was a complete and utter asshole. I understand why Jay-Z was just like, I can't deal with this dude anymore. He's holding me back. So he kept saying, you're triggering me, all the while trying to dominate the conversation. They're sitting there to try to interview him. He won't really answer questions. He keeps going a roundabout way of answering the questions and still didn't answer the questions directly. And then he out and out lied. He said he was about to be a chairman for Revolt Television and was going to be Cameron's boss. And then Revolt had to come out and be like, no, you're not. The next day, today, Revolt spokesman came out and was like, no, you're not. This is not true. He's got multiple lawsuits. Like, the guy is not, I don't know him.
He's not in a good place, seems like.
Well, I mean, I'm glad he got his teeth fixed. Sort of.
I don't know. Was there something, I know he's got false teeth, right? He's got dentures.
He's got dentures, and he said it's some long process, like his implants broke. And so they had to take the implants out. They had to shave some part of his jawbone. And then the dentures are just like, kind of like a temporary fix so that the bone heals. So then he can go in and do the implants again. Because I was joking
What's
on
he been chewing? Rocks?
He a Harlem
Like, how
cat.
did that happen?
I don't know.
How do you break the implant?
Well, I guess the same way that you would break regular teeth. I mean,
I
people
don't
break
know.
teeth every day, B. People break teeth every day.
Well, I guess.
But it's an expensive proposition, so he ain't broke.
Yeah.
You know, but he keeps going this thing on and on about, I'm a boss. And it's like, you're not a boss at anything. And one thing that killed me was he was talking about how one of the actresses sued him. And she sued him for sexual harassment because he was directing a movie and it was supposed to be a love scene that was going to be very graphic. And he didn't want to talk to her or go over about it. So he gave her a corno to watch to get ready.
No.
I was like, wait a minute, nobody. I was like, the Breakfast Club didn't check in him on this. That is absolutely sexual harassment. In what world? In what world? In what world it's socially acceptable as a director to give
Yeah.
somebody an X-rated film video to prepare
Right.
for a love scene unless it's for an X-rated love scene.
Right.
And this was not.
No. Unprompted, like
Mm,
unprovoked,
yeah. Yeah.
sending me that. No, that is harassment.
Exactly. Exactly. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah.
watched it and I was cringing a lot. And he kept talking about, Charlemagne was gay because he wasn't masculine. And I was like, oh, you definitely haven't been in therapy because you dealing with this toxic
No.
masculinity type of situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was telling one of my boys earlier today, I was like, hats off to the journalists of the Breakfast Club because you got only so many times to use the derogatory term towards me while I'm interviewing you
Mhm.
before there's going to be a serious confrontation. And
Yeah.
calling me gay, that's not going to really offend me. Like, not really.
No, because it's not a pejorative. Like it's
Right.
not a diss. He thinks it is, right? Because
Yes.
he's toxic and homophobic.
Kept
So
calling Charlemagne a girl.
yeah, he thinks calling somebody gay. I mean, what is this, 1992? Like we don't do that anymore.
No,
Like we
we
don't
don't.
do that. Yeah.
That wouldn't have triggered me. Speaking of being triggered, that wouldn't have triggered me. But he
Mhm.
consistently kept calling Charlemagne dumb or stupid. And I sent a text to my boys. I was like, oh, that's a word that'll trigger me. Call me dumb. Call me dumb or stupid, especially when I know that I'm absolutely not. And the things that you're saying doesn't make sense and is absolutely dumb and stupid. Then you're going to get Bruce, the confrontational version of it. But
Mhm.
I was just, man, like, it's so sad that this man was responsible for a great era in hip hop, a great record company, and he just looks like he is miserable. He is out there fighting with
Yeah.
everybody
Yeah.
all the
Yeah. Yeah.
time.
And guys, just a quick note. You can't say triggered when what you mean is pissed off.
Can you
Okay?
explain it?
To be triggered is an emotional and an intense emotional, sometimes physical reaction linked to a past trauma. You're just pissed. Like people talking over you just pisses you off.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? That's just a response to just something happening to you right now. Right? So I noticed this, that people say trigger when what they really mean is like offended or they're angry, they get pissed off. But it's a clinical term and it is a term representing the experience of trauma survivors. Now, I'm not saying that Dame Dash has not experienced trauma. I don't know that man. I don't know that man's life. But I'm noticing a lot of y'all are using the word triggered. And what you really mean is that somebody getting on your nerves.
Which is not the same thing.
It's not the same thing. And I don't know. I don't know how much grace I'm willing to extend to Dame Dash, given how he acted during the show and some of the things that he was saying. Do I believe that he was triggered by being talked over? I mean, I feel like if a thing or an action legitimately triggers you, you don't then turn around and do that same thing to somebody else. That's my thought.
I don't know. Okay. So in an extreme version
Mm,
of an example is that a lot of times people that abuse specifically children were
mhm.
children's of abuse as well. So to
Yeah,
say that
that's true.
triggering doesn't, like, it happens. We see
Y
now, I'm not gonna go there. I was about to go someplace else. I was about to get us canceled. I'm not gonna do it.
oh,
Not yet.
oh,
Not yet.
okay.
Let us make some millions first, and then I can get us canceled.
Okay. I don't know what this us stuff is, but sure.
I, when both of us make
You can get you canceled.
you
Don't drag me in it.
You part of it. Your face is
Nah,
literally
how
on the
part
show.
of it?
Yes. Your face is literally
Nah,
on the logo now.
no, we're two different people. We're two different people.
We are two different people that's
We're two
representing the
different
same
people.
entity. I just do it a little bit more often than you do.
Ain't no us. If you say something, get yourself canceled. That's on you.
Oh man, it's good to know, ladies and gentlemen, that my sister ride or die for me. That's
Yeah, hell
good to know.
no. Hell no. I mean, but that reminds me, you see that it was yesterday, I think, Adrian Broner got
Yep,
kicked off Cameron's show.
Cameron. It when it looked okay. First thing I'm going to say is salute to Cameron because
He got him out of there.
he and Bonner he's straight up, he's a threat. Okay, he's a physical threat
Right, with his bare hands.
with
That
his
ain't got
bare
nothing
hands.
to do with security. It don't have nothing to do with that blicky. Okay, that ain't got nothing. You come at me with them hands if you want to. We gonna come at me if you want to.
But
Get off
Bonner
the strip.
Bonner could catch Cam in the street sometime when he's slipping. So hats off for Cam because you've brought this up in a previous episode of how it's never talked about how men are afraid of other men.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they'll confront women, they confront people that are smaller that they know they can beat. But when it comes to a confrontation with another man, they shiver and turn. Cam didn't do that. He saw that his co-host was being disrespected and uncomfortable. He told him first, hey man, chill out. Dude kept going. He's like, you got to go. And he did it with class. He's like, look, I respect you. You still gonna get paid for your entire time, even though you're leaving early, but you got to go. I asked you one time, you got to go. I respect you. Respect you. You're gonna get paid, but you got to go.
Yeah. I mean, he warned him a couple times. He told him that Treasure Wilson or Stat Baby, like that her boyfriend was there in studio. Like, and he just would not stop. Cam was trying to redirect the conversation, talk about us. He just would not stop. And a prime example of what I'm talking about, how guys have smoke for everybody but other men, is you see Adrian didn't do nothing.
Well, who would Adrian be afraid of in that scenario?
Cameron, because Cameron approached him with full confidence. He was like, he kept it simple, but it was like, here's your money and you got to bounce.
Yeah.
Like, I've asked you, I told you several times, oh, no, man, that's me. No. I hear you. I've asked you several times, though, you got to go. Yeah. Like, he stood his ground with him. And Adrian Broner, a fighter, brawler, took his money and bounced. He could disrespect sis all day, because in that situation, what is she going to do?
Yeah.
How is she going to confront this man who fights for a living? That's not safe for her to do. But shout out to, to Cameron for seeing that situation and stepping in when it's not safe for her to tell this man to stop. So
Cameron Giles. All right, Cameron, look, let me tell you something. Cameron, you all right with me. You a little problematic sometimes with some of the stuff you say.
I don't know. I appreciate this. Well, it went on a little long. Like, it went on a little long.
That's what I was going to say in the beginning. I said I wanted to say, first of all, he confronted somebody who got hands for real. But it went on longer. I was like, all right, man, come on now. Like, when is he I know that he's going to end it. When is he supposed to end it? Because this is going on longer than it should have.
Yeah. And it's like, also, fellas, when you a creep like that, like when you a creep and a girl is clearly giving you that, humoring you, laugh, chuckle and stuff, like, but you're being very, very, like, aggressive and creepy. What do you think is going to be the outcome of that, besides her giving you either her number and blocking you or giving you a fake number, like, to get out of that situation? Like, what do y'all think is going to be the outcome of repeatedly being inappropriate? I would be like, you know what? I think this is the man for me. He don't respect me at all, which is what I like. Like, I don't understand. Like,
So, as a reformed creep,
okay.
as a bona fide reformed creep, because I don't know if anybody was as creepy as I was from 1998 to 2008. Okay. A 10-year
Full
stretch,
decade.
a full
decade.
decade
Okay.
of creepiness.
Okay. A dime of creep. Okay.
All right. That's almost
Got
like
it.
10 years a slave, a dime of creep.
A dime of creep. That's what we're given. Okay. Okay.
And I will say that a lot of times it was very successful. And it is so successful that it would throw me off when it was received in a way that wasn't going to go in my favor. I remember a mutual friend of ours. Well, she's a friend of yours, somebody we mutually know. I did one of my little creepy things to her, and she's like, "What are you doing? What do you think that you're doing?"
Yeah.
I'm like, huh? It literally shocked the hell out of me because I'm like, it's me. Right?
Yeah.
I had that much ego. So
Yeah.
to answer your question, why do men do stuff like that? Because for those guys who are creeps consistently, it works more times than it doesn't. Now that's for a variety of reasons.
I would like to see the statistics on that.
I could tell you my batting average from 1998 to 2008 was 97%.
Okay.
97%.
I don't get
96, maybe 96 and a half, 96.5. It was high.
I feel like, okay, that makes sense for that era. But in 2025, like, what are we doing?
But isn't he a guy that's close to my age?
Right. So it's like.
And he's rich.
Yeah.
The reason why I stopped is because
I
got married, so I had to stop. You know, that's what the Lord's law say. But you know, and then when I was divorced, and I was just like, this isn't cool no more. But if you never joined into the Lord's law or evolved and matured emotionally, then you're gonna think the same stuff that worked 25 years ago gonna work today. Plus, he's rich, so a lot of times women will put up with a lot more stuff because he got money. And I'm not defending him. I'm just, you asked the question, does it work? And I'm telling you, it does.
Yeah, it makes sense. We gotta stop. We gotta stop. We gotta stop. Even though they rich y'all, like, are famous, most, like, God, like, damn, like, we gotta stop. We gotta stop feeding this machine because it makes it hard for women in general, because it works. If it works for him, then the woman that it doesn't work on, like, nah, I just got harassed.
Yes.
Great.
And that's like the mutual person that we know, she was harassed. And it was like, oh, okay, so I can't do this to everybody. And I was shocked. I was almost appalled. Like, what you coming at me for? Because I was like, it's me. I do this. This is what I do.
Right.
And he was like, right. And I was like, huh, really? I'm telling you, hey, 1998 to 2008, Bruce. Whoo, I'm telling you, he was somebody different. He was somebody different. I'm ashamed of him. I want to go up to him. I want to be like Morgan Freeman from Shawshank Redemption and be like, if I could go up to that young man, I would tell him, this ain't the way.
I thought you were going to say Morgan Freeman from Lean On Me. You smoke crack, don't you?
You a creep, aren't you?
Right.
Oh, speaking of crack.
Okay.
Speaking of crack, you know what's crack? Ben & Jerry's ice cream.
For sure.
That is some crack. And one of the founders just decided to step away. And we're going to get into that next. Jay, like I said, crack cocaine, Ben and Jerry's, one and the same. One is illegal. One should be illegal for how delicious it is.
Yes.
All right, so why am I bringing up Ben and Jerry's? Ben and Jerry's co-founder, Jerry Greenfield, announced on September 17th, 2025, that he is stepping down from the company after 47 years, directly citing the brand's independence to speak out on social issues have been stifled by the parent company, Unilever.
Yes.
Unilever.
Unilever. Yeah.
Greenfield explained in a public letter shared by co-founder Ben Cohen that Unilever, which acquired Ben & Jerry's in 2000, had originally agreed to safeguard the ice cream company's social activism and gave it autonomy to address topics including civil rights, Palestine, and other issues. Over time, Greenfield says that this independence has diminished and Ben & Jerry's has become muted and marginalized out of fear of upsetting those in authority. Greenfield specifically cited ongoing issues between the founders and Unilever related to Ben & Jerry's outspoken positions, such as the company's statement about ceasing operations in occupied West Bank and criticisms of the conflict in Gaza. Greenfield's decision to leave was described as one of the hardest and most painful of his career, but he maintains a deep respect for the passionate employees at the company. Now, as I read that, Jay, it was in one of the earlier episodes. This is episode 258. We've done 257 of them. I do not remember which episode it was. Okay, we've done a lot.
Yeah.
But
Fair.
in one of the episodes, we talked about the activism of Ben and Jerry's, and it was news to me. I didn't realize the founders were so socially conscious, and to find out,
they are, in my opinion, the pioneers of brand activism. They were one of the first major brands to make like social advocacy central to its identity. It wasn't just like you usually see it where it's like pandering, it's really just like marketing,
like Target,
a marketing campaign. All right. No, they actually have had a long-term commitment to social, environmental, political activism. So if he feels like they can't continue that tradition, which is a lot of the reasons why people do support Ben & Jerry's as a brand. Now, it's not just because Americone Dream is my favorite ice cream, but also because I liked that they took a stance, right? A progressive stance on a lot of social and political issues.
Now, it's been a little while since I had Ben & Jerry's because Ben & Jerry's is expensive. Okay, it always has been.
Yeah,
always will be. I get a
because it's packed full of flavor. Like you get your money's worth in that pint. I'm sorry, like Americone Dream. It's the one I think Stephen Colbert flavor or whatever. It's basically them little drumstick ice cream cones.
The greatest ice cream cone.
That.
I might have to give me some of that tonight.
In an ice cream. It's got the pieces of the waffle cone dipped in chocolate, caramel. Like it's got it all. Okay, chocolate. It's got it all. Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna get me some of that tonight.
And activism.
Yeah, I mean, hey, look, it's worth it. It's worth it. I just, and I'm economical. So if I can get a gallon of Breyers for the same price as a pint of Ben & Jerry's, I'm going to go with that Breyers and a whole bottle of lactate pills. But
Breyers is the driest ice cream I've ever eaten, which is so weird. If it's dry. I cannot explain it, but yes, but go ahead. I'm sorry. Yes.
But next thing you're going to tell me that water is dry. Water be dry. What?
That's what makes it ridiculous.
Yeah, it is ridiculous.
It's dry.
Here's what I'll say. And it's wonderful. It's wonderful that when they sold part of their company, went public, whatever, that they had this agreement with the main head honcho that, look, it's cool and everything. We can go into business, but we still get to do social activism. And for 25 years, wasn't a problem, but now it is a problem because if you speak out in contrast to what this administration is pumping out there,
Mhm.
a lot of companies are folding. I ain't never seen a president and an administration have this type of power. And I've never
Yeah.
seen businesses be this type of cowardice. The businesses, politicians, just straight cowardice across the board. Like just
Mhm. Mhm.
punks, just
Yeah.
punks, right? Part of the problem with you not owning 100% of your company and somebody else owning it is, yeah, it's going to get to a point where dollars and cents come into play
Yeah.
and you're not going to have that control anymore. And you gotta make a choice. And Jerry
Yeah.
Greenfield said, you know what? My choice is to walk away. 47 years. That's longer than I've been alive. He's been
Yeah.
part of this company, putting out crack cocaine in a
Mhm.
pint and some
Mhm.
milk cream and some milk and ice cream, right? Like
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
he's been doing. His partner, Ben Cohen, supported
Mhm.
Greenfield's message, emphasizing their legacy of activism should not be silenced and that Greenfield's resignation comes with a broken heart. In response to Greenfield's criticism, Unilever stated that it disagrees with his perspective and has tried to engage with both founders in discussion and have
Mhm.
further claimed ongoing dedication to the brand's values-based activism. But I
Mhm.
would say that's complete BS because if that was the case, Jerry Greenfield wouldn't be leaving. So
Right.
obviously,
Leaving his company.
leaving his company. So
Yeah.
obviously, he feels like he can't speak his mind. So he says, you know what? We're going to turn, I'm going to leave so I can go do my own thing.
Mhm.
Also, there's a little bit of broader context here.
Yeah.
Just a little bit here, because it might not all. I'm going to believe because they've always been socially active that this is completely on the up and up. And what he's saying, the reason he's given for leaving is exactly that. But his departure also coincides with Unilever's plan to spin off its ice cream division, including Ben and Jerry's and Magnum, for a public offering later this year. So they're going to
Mm.
combine Ben and Jerry's with another ice cream company and
Well,
decide to
Unilever also owns Breyers.
say what?
Yeah.
So they got a monopoly. I know it's a UK based company, but they just going to control all the ice cream in America.
Well, you still got Haagen-Dazs.
Don't
That's
nobody eat no
Nestle.
Haagen-Dazs.
I
That's
eat
for the bougie.
Haagen-Dazs.
That's for the bourgeois.
It's a major competitor.
It's for the bourgeois. Okay. Ben and Jerry's is for that down for the cause. If you got a little extra money, okay. That
Right.
Bry's is
Yes.
for the streets, okay.
No. Sherbert is for the streets.
No, sherbet isn't ice cream. It's not ice.
Sherbert. It's not ice cream.
Not
That's
ice cream.
correct. But it is for it is for the street. Sherbert is for the street.
You remember? All right, we're not throwing our dad under the bus, but kinda. Sorry, Dad. Dad loves ice cream, and he used to always
Yes.
get us that the triple thing where it's chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry.
Neapolitan. Yeah, the Breyers Neapolitan.
And
Yes.
I don't like chocolate ice cream.
Mhm.
I only eat the strawberry, and I'd be like,
Yes.
"Yo, leave the strawberry." Everybody in the house like chocolate. Just leave me the strawberry. Ain't nobody eating the strawberry like that.
No, it ain't no leave you the strawberry. It's a Neapolitan. You get a little bit
I
of
don't
the
want a little
vanilla,
bit
the
of the
chocolate, and the
No.
strawberry.
Then nobody
Then
want the
you don't
vanilla.
Nobody wanted to. You get a little bit of all three.
No, I wanted
We're not.
strawberry.
It's not a situation of like, oh, we can only eat vanilla chocolate. Leave all the strawberries for Bruce. No, get your own strawberry ice cream.
As a kid, how am I gonna get my own strawberry ice cream? And they didn't sell strawberry ice cream by itself. The only way to get
Yes, they
strawberry,
do.
no, at that time they didn't. The only way to get strawberry ice cream in and of itself was in that Neapolitan, whatever it was that I can't say right now. Okay, but that's not what I was trying to get to. Do you remember? Because we was killing Dad. As soon as Dad would bring in that gallon of ice cream, within a couple of days, the ice cream was gone. Absolutely gone. He said, y'all eat up everything. anytime I bring something in the house, y'all eat it. So then he stopped getting the briars and he started getting those giant tubs of sherbet. We was like, this ain't ice cream. He's like, it's just as good. And you know what? We ate that too. We
Yeah,
ate
because
that
sherbet
sherbet.
is good.
Sherbet is good.
Yeah.
And it's got more
But
flavor than the Neapolitan ice cream.
but I looked it up, and Breyers has sold strawberry ice cream since its beginnings in the 1800s.
Well,
So
they ain't selling at the Kroger. Okay. They didn't sell it at the
yes,
Kroger.
they do.
No, they didn't. So what do you think about this?
Okay, you're right. So they
Okay.
sold it as part of the Neapolitan.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
When did they start selling? They
I'm
don't
telling
have
you.
an actual date for when they started
I
selling
don't know if they
just
sell it right
strawberries.
now. I don't know if you can walk in and
Yeah,
get you a gallon of
they
strawberry.
do. You
Okay.
can get Breyers natural strawberry ice cream. It's packed with strawberries. It's
Probably
delicious.
because people like me was revolting, saying we don't want no chocolate and vanilla. We just want all strawberry. People out there throwing out boxes of Neapolitan ice cream filled with chocolate and vanilla because the strawberry is gone because that's all they want until Bryce finally made a gallon of strawberries. But we have detoured.
Mm-hmm.
Back to the broader context of this coinciding with the merging of another ice cream company and being put up for public offering.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel like it's now this is happening? Because they've been having a rift as far as the social media ever
Mm-hmm.
since 2021 over Gaza. So this isn't something that just happened. This has been happening
Right.
over the last 3-4 years.
Yeah, it's definitely coincidental.
Mhm.
I think it might have been like the last straw, maybe. Like he'd already been pissed off because even though they had in their contract that Unilever would maintain their, like their social position, like they would still allow them to have like an independent board and things like that. And they haven't held up that end of the bargain. They might have still, Jerry might have still stayed, but then now, oh, we're going to put them up for public offering. He might have said, you know what? That's it.
Yeah.
It could have been that situation.
Well, I got a few quotes here. Some of them are a little redundant, but I feel like it's important if you're going to report a story and somebody gives you a quote, just go ahead and say that quote. But so Jerry has said that independence existed in no small part because of the unique merger agreement between Ben and I negotiated with Unilever. It's profoundly disappointing to come to the conclusion that independence, the very basis of our sale to Unilever, is gone. If I
Yeah.
can't carry those values forward inside the company today, then I will carry them forward outside with all the love and conviction I can. And I love that. You know what, Jerry Greenfield, why don't you run for office? Because we need people like you out here in the world that are out there speaking for us. Because one, you got the money, so you can put that money towards good services, and I'm sure you probably already do. But to stand on business, because it'd be really tough for me to sign off away from my billions of dollars that I'm making just to stand on principle. Now, I will stand on a lot of principles, but billions, I don't know. It's pretty tough. I'd be like, man, look, I done the best I can for the last 47 years. Some of y'all need to speak up. I'm gonna go ahead and rest on this island and chill. But some people strong with their convictions, so I applaud them.
Yeah, I honestly, I think this is great. Like, this is a rich white man. He's gonna be all right. So, like, he'll be fine. So, and just because he is resigning, doesn't he still have like a stake? Like
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, he's resigning, but he still got money. It's not like he sold all the stock. He still owns.
right?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
still
it's
owns. So
like,
he's still making money. He just ain't got
yeah,
it. He can now walk away from the name Ben and Jerry and say whatever he want to say, but still collect all the stock options. So that's almost the best of both worlds. You know what? I changed my
Honestly, it's
statement.
not hard to stand up for your principles in that context.
Yeah, Look, we're not knocking Jerry for what he did. We
I
applaud
think
him.
it's dope.
It is a little bit easier to stand up for your principles when you're sitting on a pile of cash. When you Scrooge McDuck, you can stand on a lot of business.
Right. That's what they're going to say to Jerry of Ben & Jerry's.
But if you Florida from Good Times, it's a lot harder to stand on principle when it go cost you money.
When you keeping your head above water and making it away when you can.
Yeah. Temporary layoff.
Good times.
Easy credit
ripoffs.
Good time.
Scratching and surviving.
Good times.
Ain't we lucky we got them?
Why you say the last line? Why you skip it?
What it was? What do you mean?
It's hanging in a jolly.
It's absolutely not. It's chow line. Hanging in a chow line.
Oh.
Is the
line.
Sure?
Yes. I thought it was a jolly.
What is a jolly?
Another way of saying chow line. What is a chow line? Soup kitchen?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's what you call them, a chow line?
In the 70s in Chicago, in the projects.
No.
According to the singers of that song, it's hanging in a chow line.
We know people that was living in Chicago in the 70s. We're going to ask them. Did y'all know about some chow line? Because I ain't know about
Did y'all call it a chow line?
I tell you what I would do. I stand in the chow line of all the flavors of Ben & Jerry to try it like they do at Baskin Robbins or not Maggie Moo's. What's it? Stone Cold Stone?
Cold Stone, not Stone Cold.
That's Stone Cold Steve Austin, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Cold Stone Ice Cream. You can understand how I get confused. I'm older now. Things and I'm a reform creep and just my brain rot from years of just damage to my body.
Yeah, spin you.
We keep detouring, but I thought this was a cool story. Yeah, people standing on business. People need to do more of that. And it's also, I think it's important to just show the cowardice of these multi-billion-dollar companies that aren't even here, right? That are not even here in the U.S. that are being stifled because of pressure from this administration, and also the UK got their own issues as well. I'm not well versed.
They're not off the hook.
Yeah, they got their own.
We remember Brexit.
I still technically don't really know what that's all about. I just know it was a cool name.
Didn't they pull out of the EU because they don't want?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Brown people immigrated to the UK.
And what make it so bad was EU did great songs. The Butt.
No.
EU did. That's a great song. The Butt. Doing the Butt.
No.
That's EU. EU did that.
Yeah, but it's a different about EU. The European Union.
Okay. No, it wasn't no Europeans. Yeah, it wasn't no Europeans making that song. That was. All right. This show is, we're going to get this show back on track, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, we're being silly today. We are. It just is what it is.
It's a sleep deprivation problem.
That's exactly what it is for the both of us. Yeah. For the absolute both of us. Standing on business.
Yeah.
Great concept. What do you do when your child starts to develop their personality and it's in contrast to how you want to raise them? We're going to get into that next. All right, Jay. Here we are once again talking about kids, and we ain't got none.
None. No.
Not a one. Not a one. Well, if you wanted to count our dogs, but they're not the same as kids.
No. Close. I have a lot of nieces and nephews, and I have a godson, and
right. You know, but
my own like full time, my children, no.
And there's a lot of times that I'm working with some of my clients and their kids in the background. I'm like, if you want him or her to stop doing what they're doing, you could just beat them.
Yeah, no, that's not an answer. That's not an answer.
You could just put the hands to the butt.
No.
Not a belt, a hand to the butt. I done told you. Stop running up in here.
Yeah.
I done told you, put that down. I'm not going to tell you again. I'm going to clobber you like Clubber Lang did Rocky Balboa.
Yeah. The master's tools cannot dismantle the master's house. So you cannot.
Oh, okay, that's poetic.
Yeah. Yeah. It's how we were treated during enslavement. And you gonna treat your children like that? No.
Well, I guess you
No.
got a point there. Anyway, so there's this viral story that's going around, and this woman is at home with her 5-year-old son. And her 5-year-old son keeps coming. He's learning how to do letters now. So
Mm-hmm.
he's really excited on writing and drawing pictures and putting letters to the pictures, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's making this picture and he keeps running to his mom basically to learn how to spell her name. And she's thinking to herself, oh, this is great. He's learning how to spell my name so he can make pictures for me and for mommy. Instead of it being mommy, is, I don't know, Melissa, right? Okay.
Right.
Beautiful thing. Till she finds out what the picture actually is. What the picture actually is a sign that says keep out and then the mom's name. And he's going to put the sign at the front of her door. Now, the reason why he's doing this little
on his bedroom door.
On his bedroom door.
Okay.
The reason why this 5-year-old is doing this, and this is what the mom says in this post, is because he has a propensity of taking things that don't belong to him and storing them in his room. So his parents are routinely going in there to get those things that don't belong to him out. And they've told him, don't do that. He don't listen. So also when they go into his room, they take away things that he likes, like his toys. So he created this sign to basically be like, y'all don't go in my room no more, because every time y'all go in my room, y'all take something that I like. So she found out it's not so sweet. And here it is, a 5-year-old developing their personality.
Yeah. I mean, two things. One, you can't get your kid to stop taking things by taking things. That doesn't make any sense. So he knows if you take my things, it upsets me. So I'm going to take your things to upset you. Like, it don't work. So that you already messed up. Two, the math for him is simple. Every time y'all come in my room, I get in trouble. Stop coming in my room. Right? Like, it's simple logic. He's 5. He's 5 years old. So to him, you got to break it down to its essence. It's simple logic. Okay? Now, got some ways you can respond.
Okay, what are some of those ways?
So one way is to respect his autonomy and space, right? And if he wants to put this sign up, then you'll respect that. But what a conversation you have is, if I respect your things and your space, you respect my space and my things. And if you can't do that, then neither can I. And so that's the boundary you got to draw. Like, and if he crosses that boundary, he knows that there's going to be consequences, but the consequences can't be also taking things. Like, the consequence has to be something else, right? It can't also be like, make him write an essay about why taking things that don't belong to you is bad. Like, it's got to be something else.
Jay, he is 5. He is just now learning how to spell his mom's name.
He got to draw it. He got to draw it in pictures.
Okay, all right.
Make a little comic book. But I'm just saying, make a little comic or something, draw it out. Why is it? Or he has to say it. Like, he has to come to you and give the reason why taking things that belong to other people without permission is bad. Like, why is it bad? Like, that is a conversation, right? That you gotta have. Yeah. Right. Another way is take that door off the hinges.
Yeah, there you go.
That's another way.
Because we grew up in a house, there was no locked doors in the first place. And why is that door closed?
And you're not allowed to use my government name on the keep out sign. One, you're not allowed to use my government name. Two, you're not allowed to use my government name on the keep out sign. Ain't nobody gonna mistake somebody else for your mom. You got a mom on that.
What if he? Okay, well, she gave him the letters to her name, because she thought he wanted to learn how to spell her name.
That's another thing. That's more questions. Why does this baby need to know how to spell your government name?
Well, I saw this meme the other day and I thought it was hilarious. And it said, for those people that want kids, think about it. Because once they hit an age, they don't stop talking. And then in the comment section, it was like, yep, my daughter has her own podcast every day. And another one was like, yep, my son just has to make sounds. Even if he's not talking and saying words, he's either yelling or making sounds. And then another woman who was like 48, she was like, yeah, my dad said I haven't stopped talking since I was 3. Now, kids be talking. And so sometimes parents don't want to ask no more questions because they know it's going to lead to a long-winded conversation of nonsense.
What I know, I need to know why you need my government name. If you keep coming in and asking me, what color is the sky? So you could color it in, or what color is gray? Oh, you'll need a green crayon. You know, like that's one thing where I'm not asking any additional question. But if my child is coming to me, Brother, how you spell your government name? Sound it out for me. Like, you know, I have questions of why you need that. Why do you need that information at 5?
Sounded out
What
for
form
me.
are you filling out? Like, what are you doing with this information? I have questions. So, so yeah, a deeper question. So, but you know, he's learning it from you. He's learning it from you, right? Because at that age and younger, kids learn how to be people through mimicry, right? They watch their parents. And so when you take stuff from him to punish him, it pisses him off. So now I'm going to take stuff from you to punish you because you pissed me off. Like that's easy math for a 5-year-old to work out.
I think that's your math as a 5-year-old. That's something that you might do. That's not something that I would do because I wouldn't want to feel the wrath of the parents. So all it took for me to
circumvent that by keeping them out of your room. Again, this is how a 5-year-old would be like, hey, they keep finding the stuff and I keep getting in trouble and I get more stuff taken away. So I got to take more stuff. How can I, every time they come in my room, I get in trouble. You can't come in my room no more. Like, that's simple.
Okay. All right. Let me tell you how I handle it. This is my house. I live here. I can take whatever I want because I gave it to you. You could just be in here with 3 walls, not even a 4th one. You live 3 walls, wide open doors, sleeping in a sleeping bag, okay, with no nightlight.
Yeah.
Now I done told you stop taking stuff. I'm giving you the good life, but I can show you what the bad life looks like. And when you do that, you ain't even got to beat them because. Y'all, I'm joking. I don't want to beat no kids. I love the kids. No, I would never I'm too big to lay hands on a kid anyway. And I know as a kid, whoopings hurt.
Yeah.
But punishment is way worse. Because when you take away things,
or you just restrict their activity, you can't go outside, you can't watch TV, you can't play video games. That restriction of activity or taking away the things that in my mind as a kid, I need to live.
Right.
I can't live
without your glowworm.
Batmobile.
No. Right. We're not gonna talk about that Batmobile story again.
But I'm just saying, like, that was the first thing that just popped in my head. But like this toy,
which lets
I
me know
to live.
Hold on, which lets me know that Batmobile was a good birthday gift.
No, it wasn't. It was horrible.
Nah, it was a good birthday gift.
And I wasted my
Dad
gift
was so bad.
that year.
He was so bad. He was so bad. Ladies and gentlemen, the story is my sister's 9th birthday. No, 7th, 8th.
Yeah, it was young. Yeah. Maybe
the birthday. 8th. We had Toys R Us. My birthday had just passed because our birthdays are like 6 weeks apart. Right? Yeah, about 6 weeks apart. My birthday has just passed, but the new Batmobile has just come out. So me and my younger brother basically conned my sister into getting that Batmobile for her birthday gift. Mind you, we only get one birthday gift.
Yes.
So my dad tried to ask my sister several times, because he knew that me and my brother were plotting. You sure you want this? Are you sure? How many times did he ask you?
He asked me a lot. The thing is, y'all didn't play me. I knew what was going on. I knew this was clearly a gift for you. But y'all had so much excitement about it that it was just hard for me to say no. And then I do also remember being like, I don't really have an idea of what I want, which is why we just went to Toys R Us for me to pick something out anyway.
That's true.
Because I never actually asked for anything. So
that's
I was like,
because you got everything under the sun for Christmas. That's the reason why.
So it was like, I don't really have an idea of what I want for a toy. And my brother seemed very pumped about this Batmobile for some reason.
Okay, so now the truth comes out.
Like
35 years later.
I just remember not caring that much about it. It more offended our father. Because everybody thought I was being hustled, but really I was like, they look so hot. They look so happy.
We was happy. And then nobody gets to play with it until I broke it. And then anybody could play with it because I didn't want it no more because it was broken. But also this goes to a bigger issue. You don't want your kid taking stuff. Just spoil them like my parents did my sister.
Nah, because I still took y'all stuff.
Yeah, that's the truth. She took all my clothes all the time and stretch out with her big ass head. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, look, I don't know how to work with a kid that's a klepto. But I do know that you need to solve this problem pronto before he gets older and starts stealing all the time.
Yeah.
But my sister's right. Yeah, but you're right. I never thought about it that the child is just mimicking what they see. So maybe you're a klepto and you passing it down. And maybe you need to reevaluate yourself. What is it that I'm doing that makes him or her think it's okay to constantly take these things that they not supposed to have? Because eventually they're going to cut their finger off because they're going to take a knife or take some scissors because they got a little project and they're going to cut their finger off and you're going to wake up in the middle of the night. This happened to one of my ex-girlfriends. Her child was determined that he was going to cut the apple himself. He cut his finger down to the white meat. She tells me the story and I'm like, I don't know how you fainted. And she was like, I had to rush him to the emergency room. We were scared that he was going to lose his finger. He didn't, thank God. I don't know how I did it either. It just needed to be done. And I was like, that's the strength of a woman because let me tell you, man, pass out.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord, pass out.
Through bile like rising in my throat, I would have just grabbed a kitchen towel and wrapped his hand up so I didn't have to see it.
Yeah.
And then I just swallowed down what I would have thrown up because that is a horrifying thing to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I was just like, get this towel, wrap this towel right here, let's go.
The point is,
before mama pass out,
you have to stress upon your kids the dangers and the reasons why you say no. I used to tell our parents all the time. They would tell me, don't do that. I would ask why. Because I told you so was their answer. In my mind, that was never a sufficient answer. So now I have to go figure out why. I'm going to go do it. So sometimes, and each kid is different. Sometimes you got to explain. Sometimes you just tell them no, and they get it. They're all different. But no matter what, got to have a little patience. And as my sister says, ask them questions. Because if they being first of all, if they being quiet, or they're being really energetic about something and asking you, keep coming back and forth, find out what they're doing.
Yeah. What are you doing in there? Nothing? No, it sounds like more than nothing to me. Bring nothing in here and let me see nothing.
Oh, that sounds like our mother. Jay, what do you want to tell the people before we get out of here?
Ask these kids some questions. I know you're tired. I know it's been a long day. I know you don't want to hear this fantastical story that they're likely going to make up and that you got to dig through the nonsense to get what's actually going on. I get it. I've talked to children. I know how they are. Okay? I get it. Okay?
Why they always got to catch their breath? What? They always out of breath.
Because they got to tell a story. They got to tell a story and they read to you. And I'm really excited. And my brain is moving faster than my mouth. And so I'm out of breath. That's how kids tell you. That's how you gotta get through it, right? And then of course their vocabulary is not big. So it's a lot of stuttering. It's a lot of do you remember it's a lot of that. I get it. Ask these baby questions. Ask these babies some questions. figure
Yeah.
out what nothing is.
Basically, you're describing kids talk like Trump, or Trump talks like a kid. I mean, there was really no reason for me to do
Both.
that dig, but it was wide open.
It was
right
it was
there. It was
there.
alley-oop.
And yeah.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for listening. I want to thank you for watching. And until next time, as always, I'll holla. Woo! That was a hell of a show. Thank you for rocking with us here on Unsolicited Perspectives with Bruce Anthony. Now, before you go, don't forget to follow, subscribe, like, comment, and share our podcast wherever you're listening or watching it to it. Pass it along to your friends. If you enjoy it, that means the people that you rock will enjoy it also. So share the wealth, share the knowledge, share the noise. And for all those people that say, well, I don't have a YouTube. If you have a Gmail account, you have a YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can actually watch our video podcast and YouTube exclusive content. But the real party is on our Patreon page, After Hours Uncensored and Talking Straight-ish. After Hours Uncensored is another show with my sister. And once again, the key word there is uncensored. Those are exclusively on our Patreon page. Jump onto our website at unsolicitedperspectives.com for all things us. That's where you can get all of our audio, video, our blogs, and even buy our merch. And if you really feel generous and want to help us out, you can donate on our donations page. Donations go strictly to improving our software and hardware so we can keep giving you guys good content that you can clearly listen to and that you can clearly see. So any donation would be appreciative. Most importantly, I want to say thank you for listening and watching and supporting us. And I'll catch you next time. Audi 5000. Peace.